Hi, Sabbath Shalom, Sabbath Shalawam, peace and blessings for the Saturday Sabbath. That's the true day of rest. If you're a Hebrew, and we've always kept it Hebrew Israelites, you might think, why is that white girl saying she's an Israelite? I'm not one of the non-ethnic Jews. I'm certainly not one of the Zionists, the fake Jews that Yeshua warned us about in the book of Revelation when he said, and I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews, but they are not. They are the synagogue of Satan. Although obviously not all the non-ethnic Jews are the synagogue of Satan, you know. Some of them, they're really good, like these people singing. So I call them non-ethnic because they're not bloodline. Messianic because they believe in Yeshua, the Messiah. Jews because they follow the Jewish religion. Just listening to a Gathering 144 channel on YouTube on my tablet. That's GOCC, Gathering of Christ Church. You probably heard me big them up a lot. What I was saying is I'm tribe of Dan. We're the only pale skin tribe. Maybe we were black once because I heard the tribe of Gad, the Native Americans, they were black too once. You know, there's a lot of history. There's hardly any history about the tribe of Dan. I've only found a little bit. We've been blackwashed, dare I say it. The tribe of Dan have been blackwashed, with the exception that proves the rule, because all the rest of the tribes, especially the tribe of Yehuda, Messiah's tribe, have all been whitewashed, haven't they? All these horrible images of white Jesus. Not that there's anything wrong with being white, but you know, Caesar Borgia, he was a Roman poisoner's son. So that song playing is Magi, MJAI, Ashab Elika, lyrics and translation. That's on Nikki Messianic Praise and Worship channel, I think. So right, this week's Torah readings. This is the readings from Hebrew for Christians, which is my favourite site for learning all things that are Hebrew, and that is for Christians. The Sabbath is also for Christians, for our Gentile brethren of the nations. Whether you're English, Nigerian, South African, you could be a South African Hebrew Israelite Christian, or you could be a South African Gentile nation. You know, they have both there. The Parashat Hashavua, the Torah for this week. And the date is Adar 4th, 5783 on the proper Hebrew calendar, and Saturday, February the 25th, 2023 on the Gregorian calendar. Under the Hebrew calendar, the first day starts in the evening. This is according to Genesis, the first book of our Bibles, when Ahaya, the great I am, our Heavenly Father, when the day started at night time. I think that's right. And the Shabbat is called Chodesh Adar. The Parashah is called Terumah, and the Torah is the first 5 books of the Old Testament, the books of Moses, given on Mount Sinai. And it was at the burning bush when Moses said to our God, our Elohim, our Creator, who should I say sent me to the children of Israel, you know, because Moses was thinking, oh no, they're not going to believe me, you know. He was a bit worried himself. All the great leaders are, they don't start off like that, you know, so don't be intimidated, although obviously we should be in reverential respect for him, you know. Moses was a great leader. At the burning bush, God said, my name is, tell them, Ahaya Asha Ahaya sent you, I am that I am. And the Torah reading is Exodus 25:1 to 27:19. The Haftarah reading, that's your Old Testament prophets and things, 1 Kings 5:26 to 6:13. The Brit Chadashah, sorry about my pronunciation, I'm only just learning the language of my ancestors. This is your New Testament portion, 2 Corinthians 9:1 to 15, and the Gospel of Matthew 5:33 to 37. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. That's 4:26 minutes. I'm doing them all a lot shorter because I know some of you don't always have data to watch. I haven't had time today. I've been so busy since last night. I've been trying to borrow money for me and my dear brother in Ghana, the poor thing. I might have mentioned you before, he used to have a small plot of farmland, but he lost it, you know, so he's been on the streets off and on. I can only afford to pay for a cheap hotel room now and then because I'm not working. I've been on disability benefits for a long time, but I manage my money wisely. And because I believe and trust in Yeshua HaMashiach, the Black Christ, and I also keep the Torah, the laws that are still relevant. I don't sacrifice animals, so kitten whiteboard does not live in fear and terror. Oh no, mum's going to sacrifice me to a higher, because Yeshua, the sacrificial lamb, he paid the penalty of our sins. We are saved by grace, Chen, through faith, Imuna, and not by works, so no man should boast. We boast in a higher, though, all day long, don't we, brethren? Hooray, 3 cheers for a higher, the great I am, our Heavenly Father. Hip hop, hurrah! We boast in him. Paul said that. But then Paul also said he delights after the law, the Torah, in his inner man, in his soul, his nepesh, you know. So people twist the writings of Paul. Don't be led astray by these lukewarm Christians and churches saying that grace means we can just keep sinning and be forgiven and we'll go on the rapture. That is a lie, straight from the pit of hell. These people are deceived. I'm not the best teacher in the world, but if you follow me, I promise I'll do my best. I'm trying to do a tiny little fund of £10 a week paid on Mondays to the top 5 or 10 students that are the most needy and that honestly do study Torah. It doesn't matter how good you are, it's in your heart you'll be if you honestly try to study. That's more important than being an intellectual genius, you know, because an intellectual genius, you could get arrogant and think, oh, I don't have to bother, I know it all, you know. I've had to study the hard way. I didn't do well at school. I left school early because I was stealing cars and bunking off and getting drunk and sniffing glue and things, you know, smoking marijuana. So, you know, and then I went to college for further access to higher education. If you've got no GCSEs or A-levels, that's what you need to go to university. You can do, once you're over 21, you can do an access to higher education course. And I went to Kingston University in the next town. I done applied social science. The modules were psychology, sociology, modern British history, politics, statistics, and economics. But I was a heroin addict, and then so I just went for the first term. I'd done quite well. I like studying about Ireland, my father's land. That's why I'm tribe of Dan with the Celtic people, Hebrew Israelites, bloodline, and things. And I spent most of my grant and then on drugs and buying things for my friends and my family, my daughter. And then I got a loan and I wasted all of that as well, you know. No wonder I have so much trouble. A thief has to return 7 back what he paid. Okay, I'm going to love you and leave you, but I'll be back later. Nearly 8 o'clock, so I'm just going to see if my family are going to pray and then get ready for 9 p.m. prayers. Please say a prayer for my brother. He's in Ghana. He's got malaria for the 2nd time. Last time I sent him some money for some cheap medication. He got through straight away, thank God. And he was better in a couple of days. This is the 2nd time he's had it. He's got no money for medication. I doubt if he's got money for food because it's a couple of days since I've managed to send, because I've been skinned. And I don't think there's anyone else that can help him at the moment. Although he does have a couple of friends in Ghana that help him charge up his phone or give him a little bit of food, you know, so he's not totally alone, you know. And I really want to, I have got the money in the bank, but now my bank card has been declined. And yet I spent about 20 minutes on the cooperative phone banking when I got back because I couldn't even order my groceries and my cigarettes. So this will have to be not for kids video online, so I couldn't get anything for myself, neither brethren. I do remember what it's like to be poor and be homeless on the streets for a few days and to not have food and to pick up butts for cigarettes, and not just from years ago but from recently, because sometimes I choose to suffer a little bit, and then when I do have things I appreciate them more, and it just keeps you humble and grateful to God. You know, it's not good to have too much of everything in this earthly world. So I do understand, but please stop asking me for money that I haven't got, especially the people that I explained to that I haven't got it and they still ask me. I've already had to block a few people at orders of Messiah. I obey Messiah. I may be a woman, but you're not my husband or my father or my brother. You may be those roles to me, but you're not by blood. And I obey the authority of Messiah, and if he tells me to block you, I do it now. I used to kind of argue with him, and that is so wrong. He's the one that loves me the most, and all of us the most, and knows what is best for us. I nearly had a mental breakdown, that's why I haven't been on long, but he promised if I obeyed him, he would strengthen me to keep my promise about Torah and teaching you all, and to keep the Sabbath. It is a blessing. He will soon start to provide for all your spiritual, physical, financial, emotional, and social needs like fellowship and friends. And if you want a girlfriend or wife or a husband, you know, or a pet, like my brother in Ghana that I'm talking about, he wants a cat or two. So that's another reason I was trying to get a loan or an overdraft, was to invest in him, because he's proven himself to be spiritual, trustworthy. He's never asked me for money, not once. I just know when he needs it, because he tells me, and God puts it on my heart. That's the kind of people that get help. People that just ask constantly when they know someone's got no money. God soon says to you, no, let them learn their lesson, don't help them. And I'm not such a fool anymore that I would go against God. It wouldn't do you any good, and it wouldn't do me any good. And our Elohim, our Creator, is worthy of obedience, trust, praise and worship. Enough said. I'm going to button it now, shut my big mouth up and do some praise. Bye.